Hello. Welcome back. Today, by request, I'm going to continue reading from my autism blog, which is called Awesome Super Diary. I named it that because of the initials ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, and Awesome Super Diary. It seems silly now, and I've considered changing the name, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. One day, I will compile all of my blog posts into a book, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet either. I just don't have any faith that a lot of people would buy it. But that's neither here nor there. Today's blog post is from April 9th, 2018. It is called Asocial Wrestlemania 34. Today, I went with my friend Jacob to watch Wrestlemania with a group of people. I took half a Klonopin beforehand because that's all I had left of that medication. Before Jacob arrived to pick me up, and on the drive to Louisville's South End, I was so nervous that I was sick to my stomach. This is not the first such stomachache I've had recently. Going out to do things that I don't normally do has been a whole lot more stressful for me of late. But my anxiety subsided over the course of the night, and I ended up having a pretty good time. I was quiet and didn't interact with the group very much. I sat in a metal folding chair for 6 hours because I was too afraid to take anyone's spot on the couch when they got up. Other people did that, though. I always dread having to socialize. That dread has been evolving lately into something worse. But when I do socialize, it usually goes fine. Even so, I don't desire to socialize. I don't have that need like others seem to. Tonight was like most other social experiences I've had. It was a good time, but it didn't make me want to socialize more. If I had stayed home by myself, I would have had the same amount of fun, although I would have been a good deal more comfortable. I don't know what that means. It's confusing that even the best social experiences don't make me want to socialize more often. I don't know why other people seem to be so enthusiastic about socializing. My life has no social dimension whatsoever, 'and trying to force myself to be social has only made me less social. I guess that's how it feels when you try for most of your life to make yourself be something you're not. This is an interesting blog post because in it I see myself trying to understand asociality with no guides, no information. Now, in 2022, I understand a lot better than I did in 2018 what it means to be asocial. I have no desire to socialize, no desire to be part of any groups, no desire to make friends. Humans are generally obligate socializers. They have to socialize for their mental health and their well-being. Humans don't do very well in isolation. When COVID-19 hit, a year before I made this post, and lockdowns went into effect all over my country, all over the world, people in my country started having a lot of mental health problems associated with being isolated. Mental health care workers were overtaxed. I have the hiccups. Mental health care workers were overtaxed trying to help people who were suffering mentally because of the lockdown. I had been living in lockdown since before COVID-19 emerged. So I didn't have to change my life. I didn't have to stop seeing my friends because I don't have any friends. The person I mentioned in this blog post, Jacob, we don't talk anymore. I didn't have to adjust to lockdown because I was already living that way voluntarily for my own safety. See, I actually fired my therapist during lockdown. He had a lot of bad ideas. Well, I interrupted myself. Let me continue with what I was saying. I need solitude the way other people need companionship and socialization. Socializing in any way, with anyone, anywhere, no matter the situation or the person, is bad for my mental health. There are some things about me that make me wonder whether I might actually be non-human. Now, I am a staunch secularist. I don't believe in the supernatural. I don't believe in the soul. But I do believe that there are limits to what human beings can understand. Science is the best tool we have for observing and understanding the universe. But it is only as good a tool as we are good at interpreting the information it gives us. And I don't think human beings have an infinite capacity to understand. There are quite a few blog posts coming up in which I talk about asociality, and I talk about the idea that I might be something other than human, and what that means, and how I rationalize that idea with my secularism and with my disbelief in the supernatural. And I will let those posts speak for themselves. I don't want to sum them up just yet. But you can look forward to an exploration into the idea that because I differ in ways that I think are essential from human beings in general, I often find myself wondering, am I human? How much must an organism differ from the other organisms around it, the like organisms, its family, things that are like itself? How unlike must an organism be, unlike the things around it, the other organisms that are like it? I'm not saying this very well, so I'm going to center. And I'm going to organize my thoughts and say what I'm trying to say. And I appreciate your patience. I hope all of this is relaxing. How different must a person be from other people before we say, or in order for us to determine that this individual is not, in fact, Homo sapiens? Is that possible? Does it even make sense? Is it pseudoscience? Is it fantasy? I don't know. And I don't know who to talk to about it. Finding good psychiatric and psychological help has been very difficult, and not just because of COVID, though that did make it a lot worse. It's hard to get effective therapy if you're not a little bit suggestible. And I am not very suggestible. And I read a lot. And I am good at thinking. And it's been very difficult for me to find a therapist who can provide me with insights or lead me to insights that I am incapable of obtaining myself. I don't believe it's impossible, of course. But at the moment, I've given up on psychology. Or at the very least, I've given up on therapy. All of this is in my blog, Awesome Super Diary .blogspot.com. I also write a lot on Tumblr. Yes, I still use Tumblr, and I actually use it to blog. And if you would like for me to read some of my philosophical Tumblr posts, then let me know, and I will endeavor to accommodate you. Okay? Next time, because that one was pretty short, I will read another blog post, and maybe two. They're short at first. With that, and with the sound of the airplane, I'm going to bring this video to the close, or rather, to a close. We are now at the close of the video. Thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you next time.